Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Black Clover. Last time around we had Blackout, where most of the Magic Knights were transported away from the capital. Yuno managed to escape though, and he battled the witch that did that. And, I say witch. She's a magic user like everybody else, but she distinctly looks like a witch. Like, she's got the pointy hat and the black dress and obviously the broomstick that everybody has. So she just looks like a very classical witch. Anyway, Yuno fought her, lost all of his senses for a little bit because of her poison, and but luckily he was able to recover enough, and he was able to use the wind spirit that is a part of his grimoire, and figured out how to work with her, basically. And then Rades explained that that the target of this whole endeavor basically was Fuegolion, and he was transported to a different place, and now we have to see who he has found in this weird dimension thing that he's in. So yeah, decent enough recap, actually, I will say. I guess that's pretty much it. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Black Clover. Here we go. It's astounding that they keep doing the Petite Clover and keep undermining the weight and intensity of the episode. And yet they don't. So, it's great. It's just great. Man, last episode I was like, oh man, we gotta see who was the guy that Fuegolion saw. We still haven't seen it. I hope it's in the next episode, otherwise I'm gonna have to wait longer. Oh boy. Okay. Well, first things first, Yuno has a girlfriend. Yuno has two girlfriends, actually. And you know what? I'm glad about this. I'm glad about this because, earlier, like, before this arc started, I was like, all the girls, they're going for Asta, Noelle is going for Asta. Mimosa's going for Asta. Heck, even some of the guys are going for Asta. Leopold's about to go for him, So I was like, man, everyone's going after Asta. Nobody's going after Yuno. But on the other hand, it's also funny that it's just like, oh, anime pretty boy isn't getting the girls. Isn't that funny? But now he's got one. he's got one. Charmy. He's got Charmy. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You save their food, and there you go. So that's how you get to their heart, or hers specifically, And then he passed out on her. So, and it's so stupid too, because it's like, man, she could get out of that. She could get out of that where she like moves his hand and then gets up and keeps eating. But no, she's just gonna stay there and have her sheep feed her that food while Yuno is just passed out and Sylph is just sitting there just like, what the fuck? What are humans? I don't understand this. So that's funny, at least. Fuegolion's been beat. At the very least, like, if he's still alive, which, at the moment he's still alive. If he makes it out of this, he's going to be down an arm, which is crazy. He's going to be down an arm. Man, he's, at the very least, he seems to be alive for the moment. And that was an interesting thing, too, that it's like, which, did they show that in that first arc at the village? When the ice dude killed himself, did they must have shown his grimoire vaporizing, So if you die, your grimoire dies. I'm assuming then, if your grimoire is destroyed, it probably hurts you. Are grimoires like stands? Like, if you die, your stand dies, most of the time. And if your stand is destroyed, most likely you are going to die too. Maybe that's how, is that the logic of a grimoire? It's just like a stand. That's the only like logical thing about stands. So as long as grimoires are nothing else like stands, I think we'll be okay. But he's losing it. He's losing it. He's losing a lot of blood. I gotta say though, Noelle, she's so smart. I really like that. Like, this is like showing off how smart she is now that she's like, she's actually in the game. She's actually confident now. Because yeah, it's like her problem is controlling her magic. She's got the dome spell, but still, it's like controlling her magic has always just been her difficult thing. But I like that she's figuring things out. Like, she realizes, hey, excuse me, hey, that was a pinpointed, space, portal, basically. It was pinpointed on Fuegoleon, so the user can't be too far away. So I'm assuming then that they had two different spatial users. So I don't know if you can hear that. Dog's barking outside. It's fine. But yeah, it's like, I'm assuming then they're both spatial users, because you have the dude who I love. He's like, oh, he blended in with the corpses. Then he takes off his mask and he just looks worse. It's just like, all right, what happened to this dude? But then you also have the, witch lady, Catherine. I'm assuming she also had spatial magic, which is how she got all the magic knights away. He specifically transported Fuegoleon. I don't know. But either way, I like that. I like that Noelle figured that out. That was really good. And then Rades being a prick. He's being a problem. I hate this guy. You know what I will say? I'm glad, because I didn't expect that we were still going to be going with this, Like, we beat Rades, we beat Catherine. I thought this dude was just going to space them out of there and leave, And it's like, we'll get him next time, We got to focus on getting Fuegoleon better. But I like that this arc is still going. Like, the fight is still going, and I like that. And not only that, because normally that would be the trope of like, wow, they got away. And Asta's like, no, I'm not letting you get away. I'm beating the crap out of you. I like to, he threw his swords to negate the spatial magic. And then it's like, what do you do about Rades? It's like, well, just beat him up. What's he going to do? He knows like two things, basically. Like, just beat the crap out of him. And it worked, Now they've got backup. But again, I love Asta. He literally listened to me. Like a few episodes ago when he started to get cursed. I was like, can you just hit yourself with the sword and then it negates the curse? He literally did that. He had to slice through those curses, but he literally did that. They're smart. People are smart in this show. Oh my god, Like, if this was like most other shows, the arc would have already ended. Like, that would have been the end. They got away and it's like, we'll get him next time, But no, it's like, now there's more backup. And Asta's like, alright, let's go. Round 2. I'm ready. He is ready to just beat up all these people in cloaks. Leopold is ready. Noelle is doing her best to keep Fuegoleon alive, but it's just like, alright, let's go. You want to go? Let's go. Like, and I like that. It's not a freaking like, we gotta wait and fight another day. These too overwhelming odds and stuff like that. Ash is just like, come at me, scrub lords. Let's go. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die swinging. So that's just great. I love that. Even with backup there, they're just like, no, we're just gonna win. Asta is actually more of the epitome of not I'd win than Gojo. I'm gonna be honest. And that's the fun thing, too, because he's the main character. Like, we haven't even gotten our Gojo moment, really. I guess we kind of have with Fuegoleon versus Rades in the last episode. Or not last episode, but the episode before that, where it's like, he just completely overwhelmed Rades' powers and stuff. Like, that was kind of a Gojo moment. I'm kind of waiting. I'm wondering if if the Wizard King is going to come back and just put an end to all of this, you know? I don't know. Like, that's the thing, but I like that this episode basically gives us that sort of Gojo moment of like, the really powerful person's going to come in and beat up all the people. No matter how many backup there is, he's going to beat them up. But I like that it's Asta, you know? It's not a thing of like, well, Gojo is really, really good, and maybe someday Itadori will be that good. It's like nope. I guess it's sort of like with Itadori and Toto, where it's just like, teaching him to do more black flashes and stuff like that. If you can't tell, I'm slowly running out of references to Jujutsu Kaisen because I ended up quitting. So, but yeah, it's like I'm trying, but yeah, it's like I just like that it's like, normally it would be a thing where Asta would just be out, or we would have like our All Might comes in to save the day, or someone else comes in to save the day, and it's like, and honestly, like throughout these 3 arcs, these 3 combat arcs that we've had, one in the village, one in the dungeon, and now one in the capital, all 3 of them, Asta, Noelle, all of them have been out on the front lines fighting, Only like once have we had a thing of like, all right, you hang back while someone stronger than you goes and deals with this, Like, very rarely have we had that now, and I think that works, And even then, it's like, yeah, he went in, Fuegoleon went in, and now Fuegoleon is down, They took him out of the equation, so we gotta step up again, Even if Leopold is, most definitely stronger than Noelle and Asta, it's like, they all have to work together right now, Like, it's now it's more back to the dynamic we had in the village arc, where we had Magna, where he was the stronger, more experienced one, but the 2 of them were still pulling their weight, and I think that's going to be the same thing here. So yeah, I like this. I like that this isn't, it's so weird, because as much as this is sort of a standard shonen anime, which is totally fine, but as much as this is a standard shonen anime, I like that they don't do the annoying tropes that have like plagued shonen anime for the past 10 years or so, Which, and I mean, it's plagued a lot of shows. My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen, I would even say Demon Slayer. As much as I love Demon Slayer, that show definitely has and now here's the better guy to come in and fight and stuff, and it's like, okay, and there's a lot with the main characters getting their time, pulling their weight, and doing really well, but there is also a lot of, and here's the stronger person to come in and fight, so I like that this one, it's like, yeah, we have a little bit of that, but even still, it's like, no, Asta, if Asta can't do it, we're boned right now, Like, that'll be that, so. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm excited to get to the next episode, so I better just go ahead and do that. So with all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Black Clover reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.